Be honest, you opened Instagram just for a minute. That's what you always say, just 5 minutes. But now you're 40 minutes deep, watching a Porsche 911 cold start in the morning. That flat 6 sound hits so clean it feels like therapy. Next reel. BMW M5 Competition launch control. 0 to 100 in a blink. The car squats, launches, disappears. And for a second you think, yeah, this is it. This is my future. But pause. Look around you right now. Be real. You're not in a Porsche. You're not in an M5 competition. You're in a room where the loudest sound is your phone vibration and maybe a fan struggling to survive summer. And yet, in your head, you're already on the highway in Germany. But here's the twist. You don't just watch cars, you argue for them, you defend them, you fight for them. In comment sections like your life depends on it. And that's where the story becomes funny. And a little painful. Because this isn't just about cars, it's about where your time is going while your dreams stay parked. Let's talk. You're sitting in your room, phone in your hand, no Porsche outside, no BMW M5 competition in the driveway. Not even a normal sporty car, but on Instagram, you are a full-time automotive expert. You know everything. Porsche 911 versus BMW M5 competition. Engine sounds, top speeds, launch control differences, handling, drift potential. You've seen enough reels to feel like you've driven both cars 10 times. And then it happens. You see a reel. Porsche 911 versus BMW M5 competition debate. And you jump into comments like it's personal. Bro, Porsche wins easily. Someone replies, no way, M5 is better daily driver. And now it starts. You're typing fast, explaining weight balance, explaining handling, explaining engineering like you're working at Porsche headquarters. Meanwhile, you don't even own a bicycle that can reach that speed. But in your head, you're part of the car world, just without the car. And the funniest part? After 30 minutes of arguing, nobody changes their life. Nobody gets richer. Nobody gets closer to a Porsche or an M5, except Instagram. Because it got your time. Now let's go deeper. Let's talk about something you don't say out loud. The real-life pressure. You're sitting at home. Maybe your father or mother walks past, and they say something like, look at so-and-so's son. He's doing something with his life. Or why are you always on your phone? Or worse, other kids are already ahead of you. And you just sit there, silent, because you don't even know what to answer. Inside you feel it, that small pressure in your chest. Not anger, not sadness, just stuck. And then what do? You pick up your phone again, because it's easier than thinking. Easier than planning, easier than facing that feeling. And Instagram is always there. Porsche 911 starting, BMW M5, competition pulling hard, night drives, drift edits, escape. That's what it becomes. An escape. Not entertainment anymore. Escape from pressure. Escape from comparison. Escape from reality. And here's something even more real. At night, when everything is quiet, no noise, no distractions, just you. You open Instagram again, and you see it. Porsche 911 night drive through city lights. BMW M5 competition doing a clean highway pull. And you imagine it. Not just watching anymore, but being inside it. Hands on steering wheel. Window slightly down, road empty. Engine sound echoing. You feel it in your head. So real it almost hurts. But then you put the phone down, and reality is still the same. Same room, same bed. Same life paused, and you start thinking, I've been watching this for years. Why am I still here? Let me tell you something personal in a way you'll relate. There was a time I used to say, okay, just 10 minutes of car videos, then I'll work. Just 10. That was the plan. But it never stays 10. First video, Porsche 911 GT3 exhaust. Second, BMW M5 competition launch control. Third, night drifting compilation. And suddenly my brain starts telling me, I could actually drive like this one day. Even though I've never been on a real track, never done proper drifting, never controlled a car like that, but in my head, I was already there, and I didn't feel lazy. That's the dangerous part. I felt like I was learning, like I was progressing, but nothing in real life changed. No skill built, no money earned, no step forward, just time passed, and dopamine disguised as progress. And then there's another layer, the identity trap. You start calling yourself a car enthusiast. You can recognize engines, you can debate cars, you can explain Porsche versus BMW all day. But let's be honest, watching cars doesn't make you part of that world. It makes you a viewer of that world, like sitting in a stadium thinking you're an athlete. Because you know the rules of the game, but you're not playing it. And slowly, that becomes your comfort zone. Watching instead of building. Now think about something deeper. Your parents' expectations, your family comparison, other people your age doing something visible, and you with a phone, a dream, and a habit of scrolling. And what hurts most is not even failure, it's potential not used, because you feel like you could do something. That's why the frustration comes. Not because you are nothing, but because you feel like you are almost something, but not moving. And Instagram fits perfectly into that gap. It feeds the almost. Almost rich, almost successful, almost there, but never there. Now let's come back to those comment section wars, because they are not just funny, they are a distraction you don't notice. You spend energy defending Porsche 911, attacking BMW M5 Competition fans, writing essays and comments like your opinion matters in engineering history. But at the end of the day, both cars are still in someone else's garage, not yours. And that's the part nobody tells you. Debating success is not the same as building success. Watching speed is not the same as creating speed in your life. And slowly, you start realizing something uncomfortable. Time is passing, not in big jumps, but in scrolls. One reel at a time, one argument at a time, one day at a time, until one night, you just stop for a second. You're on your bed, phone in hand, same Porsche, same BMW, same dreams. And your brain quietly asks, why am I still watching this life instead of living mine? No motivation music, no cinematic moment, just a simple thought. And that thought changes everything if you don't ignore it. Because from that moment, you either keep scrolling or you start changing. Look, dreaming about Porsche 911 and BMW M5 competition is not the problem. Even watching them is not the problem. The problem starts when watching replaces building, when comments replace progress, when reels replace real effort, because there are only two versions of you. The one who argues in comment sections about cars, and the one who one day actually starts the engine of his own life. And the gap between them? It's not talent, it's not luck. It's what you do after you close this app. So next time you open Instagram and see that Porsche 911 or BMW M5 competition clip, don't ask which one is better. Ask, what am I doing to get closer to either of them? Because at the end of the day, the comment section doesn't build your garage. Your actions do. If this felt too real, subscribe. Because here we don't just talk about motivation. We talk about the habits that quietly keep people stuck. And next time you catch yourself arguing in comments again, remember this. The real race is not online. It's your life.